Have you noticed that your neck and shoulder pain gets worse when the weather gets colder? If you have, you're not alone. Many of our clients find that their neck and shoulder pain that's often manageable or almost not there during the warmer months gets worse during the colder months. In this video, I'm going to talk about why that happens, a very, very simple way to stop it from happening or to reduce the effects of the cold weather on your neck and shoulder pain. And if you watch to the end, a common mistake that most people make when they start doing this tip so you can avoid it. Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm the founder and principal therapist at Leighton Sports Massage, a multi-award-winning clinic in London, and creator of the Creighton Massage Method. In this channel, I share information about how the body works and really simple self-care tips so you can live your life and enjoy your favorite activities as close to pain-free as possible. So what is cold weather shoulder? So cold weather shoulder is basically just a term that I made up that describes the phenomenon that when the weather gets colder, your neck and shoulder pain usually gets worse. Now, there are three main components to why this seems to happen. Number one, when your muscles are colder, they're stiffer, and things that are stiffer are less flexible and less pliable. So whereas when your muscles are a little bit warmer and they move more easily, it's easier for them to compensate for areas of like specific tension or problems. But when they're stiff, everything pulls more. So you're more likely to feel tension or imbalances that maybe the looseness from the warmth was helping you not notice. Number two, when many people decrease their levels of exercise during the winter months. So you may be someone who runs outside, you may be somebody who cycles outside, plays football. Basically, a lot of people like exercise because it gets them outside, and they don't like gyms, they don't like exercising indoors. So when the weather gets colder, their levels of exercise and activity of that sort decreases. And we found that when clients decrease their activity, they often end up feeling their aches and pains more, which seems counterintuitive. But our theory at the clinic is that when you're exercising regularly, you're regularly warming up your body, and you kind of hold on to some of that extra warmth, pliability in between training sessions. But when you stop exercising, your muscles, again, they get stiffer, and then you start to feel your aches and pains more. Now, the third one, and this is actually the most common reason, is that when the weather gets colder, people adopt what I call the cold hunch. So you may or may not know, but fun fact, your neck is one of the easiest ways to change the temperature in your body because the fact that the blood runs relatively closer to the surface than in other areas. So if you wanted to feel warmer in your whole body more quickly, you could put a heat pack on your neck. And same thing if you're trying to cool down, putting an ice pack on the back or the side of your neck is going to cool you down more quickly in hot weather. But what this means is when it's cold weather and you're walking around, and especially if the wind is blowing, we have a tendency to do this because we're trying to protect our neck from the cold. So you may be seeing where this is going. If you are hunching your shoulders and pulling your shoulders up and putting your head forward, that's putting a whole lot more strain on your neck and shoulders, in addition to what it has to deal with on a day-to-day basis, especially if you work in front of a computer or if you have poor posture in general. So if you're walking around hunched up like this, of course your neck and shoulders are going to feel more sore because you're creating more tension. So what's the super easy trick? And remember, I'm going to tell you also the mistake that people tend to make when they do this trick that makes it not work at all. So what's the trick? A scarf. I know it seems so obvious, right? But if you get a scarf and you wrap it around your neck, you don't get the wind blowing, your neck doesn't feel as cold, and it's easier not to scrunch up. Now, don't get me wrong, you still have to think about your posture. It's not like you're automatically going to stop hunching up in the cold weather just because you put a scarf on. But when you wear a scarf around your neck, it's much easier to drop your shoulders and tuck in your chin because you don't have that reflexive desire to protect your neck. So what's the mistake that many people make when they try this tip? First, let me just stick in a little, if you are enjoying this video or if you like our videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you know anybody whose neck and shoulder pain gets worse during the summer, during the winter months, colder months, and you think this might be helpful, please share it with them. I really appreciate it. So what is the mistake that people make? Wearing a scarf that's too small or that doesn't cover their whole neck. So when I first started sharing this tip, I'd have people coming to me and being like, well, I'm wearing a scarf, but it's not helping. And then I'd ask to see their scarf, and it was either like a super thin fabric, so that's not going to keep anybody's neck warm, or it was one of those skinny scarves so that you wrap it around your neck and it looks more like a necklace, like a choker, than it does an actual scarf. So make sure that you get a scarf that you wrap it around a couple of times and it's covering your whole neck, because otherwise you're going to have the scarf on and you're still going to be hunching. And don't forget to keep your head over your shoulders while you're doing it. You can use the fact that you're wearing a scarf as a reminder, or one of our remember bands or a rubber band on your wrist. So it's pretty easy, right? Just to recap, when it's cold weather, we tend to hunch forward, we tend to feel stiffer, we tend to exercise less, all of which leads to achier, sorer muscles. And the easiest way to have less pain and discomfort is to wear a scarf so that it's easier to keep our shoulders down and our head back. If you go to the website, there's also a couple of recommended stretches on the post that's related to this video. So I'll link that in the comments below so you can head over to it if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.